in my time in Congress, I actually helped secure the largest infrastructure grant in state history.
Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace. I mean, look, this should give you all the information you need to know about the Republican Party, that she is welcomed with open arms. She can be pro-Trump and then be a Trump opponent. Now she's pro-Trump again. It's just whatever suits her. She's an opportunist. She's a liar. She's a bigot. She's a self-promoting, clout-chasing maniac like so many in the Republican Party. Like the former Congressman Louis Gohmert or Jim Jordan or Lauren Boebert, who you don't hear much from anymore, dealing with personal issues, I guess. Marjorie Taylor Greene, all of these goons. Nancy Mace is among one of the worst, though. Now she's running for governor of South Carolina, and she's taking credit for things she voted against. Multiple times, in fact. Yesterday, she was on Newsmax. I almost said Netflix. It wasn't on Netflix. It was on Newsmax. And in this clip I'm getting ready to play for you, she brazenly is trying to convince the people of South Carolina that all of the many millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars that are being poured into the state to better the infrastructure, to ultimately, by extension, better the lives of the citizens of South Carolina, that she's responsible for that. She says it. And we're going to get to why it's so ridiculous after she says it. But just brace yourself. Just brace yourself.
In my time in Congress, I actually helped secure the largest infrastructure grant in state history, in South Carolina history. So I've worked very hard on the policies that matter to voters here. And I'm a conservative. I like Donald Trump. I believe in common sense. I'm a prolific drafter of legislation. And as governor, I'm going to bring that same energy, those same policies, that same work ethic. I mean, President Trump is a man who doesn't sleep. Yeah. And I bring that same energy to Congress, and I want to bring that to the governor's seat in South Carolina.
That's what she's touting? That's what she's bragging about? That's what she's running on? That's the record she wants South Carolina citizens to look at and say, yes, Nancy Mace got us stronger bridges and roads. She got us that money. She fought for that. I actually helped secure the largest infrastructure grant in state history, in South Carolina history. And she's worked hard, y'all, on policies that matter to voters here. Not policies that matter like, oppressing transgender kids. Not shaking someone's hand and then, oh, my arm is broke, y'all. Oh, that transgender terrorist broke my hand. And then nothing came from that. She's a liar, right? So what she's talking about here, this fighting for this largest grant in infrastructure, is the INVEST Act, the infrastructure bill that was so seminal, a seminal piece of legislation in Joe Biden's in his administration, his term, the only term. So let's just revisit so you know what we're talking about here. This is from the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. How are we investing in America, they say. The Invest in America Act is a comprehensive legislation that would modernize our roads, bridges, transit, rail, drinking water, and wastewater infrastructure, and so much more. The transformational bill would move our country away from the status quo and would lay the groundwork for an infrastructure package for the modern era. Modern infrastructure means creating millions of good-paying jobs that rebuild the middle class and make our country more competitive in global economy, combating the climate crisis by cutting carbon pollution from the transportation sector and addressing long-standing inequities in communities around the country with investment that makes cities and towns safer and more connected. We can do this. In fact, we can't afford not to. It's from the committee, the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure. So why? Of course she's going to brag about getting that done, right? Of course she's going to tout that record. Look, I did this for you, South Carolina. I worked hard for you. I put my ass on the line to go against Donald Trump and the Republicans and vote for this bill. I couldn't even finish. That's not what happened. So let's go to the clerk of the House. We'll go right to the record here. Clerk of the House, roll call. 369, bill number HR 3684, Invest in America Act. Status passed. votes, 228 to 206. It passed. What are your guesses? Place your bets now, folks. The wheel's getting ready to turn. It's my roulette here. Place your bets. Place your bets. Did Nancy Mace vote yes or no? Oh, time's up. Yeah, she voted no. She voted no on the same bill that she's on Newsmax saying that she helped pass, that she helped secure the largest infrastructure grant in the state history. Unfortunately for the people of South Carolina, she voted no on the largest infrastructure grant in state history. She tried to get it to not pass. She tried to tank it. And now she's out there taking credit for it. And it's not the first time. You'll remember this from the beginning of the month. I think it was the 6th or the 7th of August, where a reporter was asking her these questions. Hey, listen, I listened to your stump speech here. You're running for governor. I listened to you, and you're claiming credit for something you voted against. And that is where this clip picks up.
So I, of course, would vote against a bill that did something outrageous like that. But when there's money being appropriated by the federal government, it is literally our job to make sure that we help organizations, government entities, state and local, get those appropriations by supporting them with letters of support. And that's what my office says. That's literally part of the job of being a member of Congress. So maybe you're confused. Okay. You're very confused. And you're a raging Democrat, so raging leftist with that kind of questioning. And I would say as a woman, like, you might want to think about how you view other women and how you treat other women, the way that you question them, because women are going to lead this country off the brink, and conservative women. The first female president of this country is going to be a conservative woman, not some liberal like you.
Okay, again, just a question about the bill, whether you voted for it or not, what you're touting.
This is literally the job of a member of Congress. You might want to look up what a member of Congress does, and maybe read the Constitution next time before asking me such a question.
Okay.
5 times over.
Just looking for clarification in the question.
You clearly need it.
Okay.
Pick up a Constitution and read it.
All right.
Your
You
last
were one
question.
You were one of the...
Make it good.
You were one of the...
How many lies can be told to an electorate before they start waking up? And of course, I'm talking about MAGA here. I'm talking about South Carolina voters who earnestly, even Republicans who earnestly want their state to be run well. There's people out there who are Republican who want it done right, who are just misguided or don't understand or don't pay enough attention to the news or the actual records of their politicians. And they need to know. Nancy Mace didn't do this. Nancy Mace is taking credit for a Democratic initiative that now the effects are so wildly popular, that are so wildly beneficial to the country, to the state of South Carolina, that she's taking credit for it. But she wasn't smart enough or forward-looking enough to vote for it. And the reason is because she's not trying to look into the future. She's just trying to do whatever Donald Trump wants her to do. And Donald Trump just doesn't want to give a Democrat a win on anything. That's why he scuttled, he trashed, he tanked the immigration bill that was sure to pass in the House and the Senate, but he didn't want him to give Joe Biden a win before the election. And then we all know how that worked out. Here we are with mass deportation effort, with masked secret police, armed agents of the state, harassing and intimidating American citizens and immigrants alike. Nancy Mace, Republican Party, Donald Trump, a danger to the Republic, traitors to their oath to the Constitution of the United States. What are your thoughts on this? I invite you to this conversation. We can have it below in the comments, wherever you're watching this video. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. If you're still here, thank you for still being here. Go follow us on Facebook. I just created a Facebook page for the Dollemore Daily where you can natively share this content, natively meaning not a YouTube link, but straight from Facebook. We're trying to get as much support for the truth and for candidates out there and for information about the damage that Donald Trump is doing. And Facebook suppresses links, and they really love to share their own content that is on the platform. So go follow the Facebook page. We're trying to get to 10,000 followers. I think I got 1.8 million, 1.18, 1.2 million here on Face or on YouTube. I'm sure we can get to 10,000. We could do it in a day if everybody goes and does it. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine, be less like Nancy Mace, and more like someone who loves their country. Be genuine. Take care of one another.